your fields have been messed with. This world has programmed your field in very specific ways to support the system that created this whole thing. And so many beings, they don't know because they're just following the automatic. And so the game, if you want to break free, is to become aware. Meditation, that's why that is good, because it teaches you to become aware when you're close to sleep. That's what's needed. To meditate every day. To help each other. Because we can all fall for habitual loops. And if we go around saying the same thing, doing the same thing, it's a loop. It's very loving to point it out. Even if it's just a sentence that you keep saying, you keep sort of looping, and you're not present in that moment. There's a resonance. Right? It's different if there's a resonance and if there's presence behind the words and why you choose them. That is the practice. Because all of these other systems, even now your mobile phones, it is hijacking your attention so much that you are just hooked in to the stream of consciousness that is just taking you on a ride. All of these do that on their different ways. And if you are not paying attention to what's happening with your consciousness and where you're just doing the automatic, taking the phone when you wake up in the morning and scrolling, that's an automatic. When you speak, you say certain things over and over and over again. That's an automatic. Become aware. Become aware of what's happening with your body. Become aware of what's going on. If someone is pointing out something to you that you do over and over again, go, wow, yeah. Acknowledge the truth. Don't try and avoid it. Pretend that it's okay because it maybe rubs your ego a little bit. Don't do that. You know? Because you are much more powerful than that. Then you're falling for stories that are not true. Because whenever a soul is not aware and he is looping in whatever shape, it's loving to say something. Hey, you keep saying that over and over again. Why do you do that? Oh, I wasn't even aware. Thank you. Because then it's not you speaking. It's not the soul speaking. It's some automatic program that you have just been accustomed to. It's time to become human again. That is when the soul is landed. Then you're fully a human. Can you imagine? It is a little strange. That's why there is such a deprogramming that needs to happen. And how does that take place? With habit. With repeating habits stubbornly, just the same as this system has been to program us. We have to be as stubborn, even more, to say, no, I dictate what I will do with my life. I don't let some other influence dictate what I'm here to do as a soul. Doesn't make sense. There's a lot of habitual behavior amongst people. Yes, the bodies are social. The bodies like to be social. But it is important to be here. Otherwise, we're not really being social with someone. We're just being social with the program. And yes, we are all on different levels of this frequency spectrum. And we fluctuate. But there are some really fundamental changes that can be instilled in the human construct that will benefit the human construct to be self-sufficient. It is a self-sustaining system that we are inviting for you to train every day to align to energetic truth with the body, which is how you're meant to operate here on these planes. And for that, there needs to be day by day practice in that direction. Otherwise, you are getting dragged the other direction by the system. We, as people, incarnated as souls, needs to be more conscious about what we are injecting and why. See all of these loops that people go in. Point it out to them. Wake people up. They don't need to sleep anymore. They can wake up and realize what's going on here and inject your own here. That is what is so beautiful with these environments. When you inject who you truly are, the surrounding changes. It is like the whole field around you changes. Because you are changing from the inside out. So your mirrored reflection has to change. It has to. It is law. If this is something that you're interested in, we came with this free 28 days of consciousness shift for you to get started. And if you have gotten started, it is for you to continue. Listen to Gaia. Because that is what is needed right now. Effort in the right direction for your growth and your evolution here as a soul. Not to satisfy us, but to anchor who you are, to assist you with that process so that you know that you're here. So that you know that there's no other programs running in your field. That's what this is for. To clear your space once and for all and to educate you on how you can see these other energies and avoid them so that you avoid suffering. So sign up and get started, or continue wherever you are on this journey, because people will be on many different levels here. Some are still in the dualistic perspective, but you have to be aware of this truth. These truths needs to be accepted before you enter into a program like this. You have to actually be awake enough that you see that the world has been a bit like, what? Is this really? Like, is this really happening? You know? And then you realize that, oh, we're all creating this because we're just following along with the program. Sort of arguing and just, it's all a dance of manipulation and control. And so when you finally take back your power. And you start to live your life. And you start to do the things that light you up, that open your heart. It doesn't matter if it's a person. It can be a thing. You're here to love. And what is that? That is to really enjoy what you're doing here. Choose that. And if you're not seeing that, change how you're seeing it. That's the reason for all of these repeated daily, back to truth, look at it for how it really is. This needs to be ingrained. This needs to be ingrained in the system, day by day, by day, by day, by day, by day, to make sure that we are on the right track, home, with the body. Because we're here to align the body to truth, energetic truth. That is to land the Christed self. That is to integrate the masculine and the feminine. That is to let go of all of the aspects that you think are you that are not. Make sure that you know what impulse you're saying yes to. Make sure that you know that it's you. You know by the way that you feel. Right? If you feel really, really good, then of course it's good. But if you feel funky about it, there's something that needs to be investigated. If it's the other being, or if it's your own projection, or what's going on here. Because I'm not in full joyful alignment. And if that's not so, then something is off. Could be the beings that you're connected with. There are certain energy formations that beings go around in. And if you are easily molding to other beings, you're just fitting into some glove that you don't want to be part of. Sometimes it is like that. Beings can say what they want about where they are, but frequency never lies. That's why we can feel where people are. Some beings are not ready to hear it. Some beings are not ready to hear truly where they're at. Because they're still in their ego, having an ego persona, thinking that they're spiritual because they have made the links in their mind. You have to land. You have to do. You have to do the actions to build your energy. Because when you build your energy, you are the one that's operating. That's what we wanted to share for this one. We're wishing you a blessed day on your journey. You're doing wonderful. There are things going on in the field, but your determination and your focus can trump anything that you see and you experience around you. It is a training of focus. How well can you apply your focus in the most harmonious way possible so that you create miracles in your life? Wherever you go, turns into roses because you walk it with your frequency. There is roses and flowers being left behind when you walk. People can feel your frequency and be uplifted just from your frequency alone. You don't need to speak a word. Sometimes it's like that. How you are looking at the world matters for everyone. Be a beacon of light. Be the beacon of light that you came here to be. We love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Blessed beings.